I have given you a question. Yes? This question was this one, or now I am showing it on the screen. Relation A1, A2, A3, A4 up to AN. Keys are A1, A2, A3. How many super keys are possible with this particular functional dependency combination? How many total number of super keys are possible with this one? Okay. So can somebody write the answer in the chat box? Can somebody write the answer in the chat box? I'm waiting for the answer. Last class I told you, up to 2 candidate keys we have done. 3 candidate key till now they have not asked, but we are just exploring that. Okay. Geetu is telling 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 2 power n minus 3. It is like this, something related to this, how to find A, B, C, right? We have to find all the candidate keys, means super keys of A1, super keys of A1 plus super keys of A2 plus super keys of A3 minus super keys of A1 intersection A2 minus super keys of A1, A2, then minus super keys of A1, A3, okay, and minus super keys of A2, A3, A1, A2, A1, A3, A2, A3. Last one, can you tell? Plus this one. Last one. Super keys of, tell, super keys of last one. Sudhakar sir, what is that? A1, A2. There are a lot of people are telling. A1, A2, A3. That will be the answer. So we know this one, if you are writing, it is actually 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 1. What is this n? Number of attributes. Okay. If n 10 attributes are there, you have to substitute in that way. Okay, n is this one. Now 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 1 plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 2 power n minus 2 minus 2 power n minus 2 minus 2 power n minus 2 plus 2 power n minus 3. Okay. You can explore further. I am just not elaborating this one. Okay. You can make some different combinations of this one, and you can discuss in our WhatsApp group for the right answer. Okay. Now we are stopping this discussion over here. We have done that. Number of candidate keys 1 and up to 2. I think they have asked till now. 3 they have not asked. More than 3 they will never ask. Okay. So up to 3 only they will come. So be familiar with all these things. Okay. Is it clear? Can I see some yes? Very good. Very good. Okay. Fine. So we are moving to the next topic. Next topic is computing F closure. Computing F closure. I am writing an example over here. Relation A, B, functional dependency set is having A to B and B to A. Okay. The question will be find F closure. Okay. What is this F closure? We already discussed about this thing, that maximum number of functional dependencies you can make from a 2 or n attribute set. Maximum number of FDs for n attributes is equal to, can somebody write the answer? Maximum number of FDs for n attributes, 2 power 2n. So definitely this guy should have how many two attributes are there? A and B are attributes. Okay, now every time we are telling A, B, C, D and all, actually in the original DBMS, it will be like employee ID, employee name. A will be employee ID, B will be employee name. Okay. So when the normalization part comes, I will tell how to substitute and how to resubstitute it and get the correct answer. Okay. Now for study purpose, we will not elaborate that one. So 2 power 2. And so what should be the answer for two attributes? 2 power 2 into 2. It is 2 power 4. It should be 16. How come that 16? All combinations of 5 determine 5, 5 determine A, B, C, A, B, A, B, A, B, then A determine 5, A, B, A, B, like that, all the combination. Fine. So F closure, now if they have not given any functional dependencies, we can blindly take mathematically this many is possible. But if they are giving some functional dependency, that full combinations, that 16 combination may not be possible. So we have to find out for the given relation and the given functional dependency, how many explicit functional dependencies and implicit functional dependencies are possible. Out of this, the total will be maximum will be up to 16 only. It will be a 16 or less than 16 number. So we have to find out. Okay. So how will you find out? For finding, till now they have not asked this question. But if at all they ask for 1 mark question, or what is F, how many functional dependencies will be there in the F closure of this one, then we can say the answer. So how to do is that for finding the F closure, you have to find, we have how many question, how many functional dependencies we can write? 5. How many subsets of this one? 5, A, B, and AB. Okay. So we have to find 5 closure, we have to find A closure, we have to find B closure, we have to all the combinations. With this given, this many is possible. So now we already told that 5 closure, all 4 blindly we told. If functional dependency is not given, all 4, A gives all 4, B gives all 4, AB gives all 4. All 4 means AB gives 5, A, B, and AB. So now, but now we cannot say that. So now we have to find it. So now 5 closure is equal, can somebody tell 5 closure is equal to 5? This is trivial. 5 closure contains definitely 5. It is trivial. So now, other than that 5, we are not writing anything as of now. So A closure, can somebody tell what will be A closure? From the functional dependency, A closure. Can somebody type the answer? A closure contains, definitely A closure will contain A. But from the functional dependency, A determine B is there. So A closure will be containing B also. Okay. Now, can somebody say B closure? B closure. B closure will definitely contain, because trivial, B, and B determine A is there, so A also will come. Okay. Now, can somebody say AB closure? Again, it is AB will come. All the things are coming. What is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of this one? The meaning of this one is 5 determine 5. What is the meaning of A closure equal to AB? What is the meaning of this one? The meaning of this one is A closure is equal to 5. A determine 5. This is the meaning of this one. A determine 5. A determine A determine B, and A determine AB. Okay. For that reason, so this will be like how many functional dependencies? 1 functional dependency. This from this one, A closure is equal to AB means A determine 5, A determine A determine B, A determine AB. All are correct. So it will be like 4 functional dependencies. This one will be giving also, because 2 power 2, 4, 5, A, B, and AB. Here also 4. So totally how many? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1. That means 13 functional dependencies are possible. 13. Soumya got it. So now this thought 13, actually totally we could have got 16, but from this one, from this functional dependency, we are able to make 13 dependencies. 13 dependencies are possible. Is it clear? Can I see some yes? Very good, very good. Many are telling yes. Okay, fine. I'll give one question to you. You find out. Okay. I'll write one question for you. Find the answer for this one. Relation A, B, C, F equal to A to B and B to C. Please find the answer. What compute the F closure? How many number of functional dependencies will be there in the F closure? Relation ABC, A to B functional dependency and B to C. Now, can somebody say how many maximum possible here? How many maximum functional dependencies are possible? Can somebody say? How many maximum number? 2 power 2n is equal to 2 power 2 into 3. 2 power 6 is equal to 64. 64 is possible. Out of that 64, how many we can derive from the given functional dependency set? How many? So you have to find 5 closure, then A closure you have to find, B closure you have to find, C closure you have to find it, write it in your book, okay? Then AB closure you have to find, AC closure you have to find. Just find the answer. AB, AC, and BC. AB, AC, and BC. BC closure. Not only that, one more is there. 5, A, B, all combination. 3 attributes are there. How many combination? 2 power 3. 8 combinations should be there. Only 3 we got. Now the last one will be ABC closure. So this many closure you have to find. Sudhakar sir got 25. Somebody got 43, 25, 60. Write the answer. Write the answer. Many are getting 43. Archana got 43. Saumya 43. Anybody else? You have to do with me. Okay. Simply don't sit and see this. Watch a movie like that. Don't do that. Sanjana got 43. Come on. Next one. Vilni got Vilni 43. All are getting 43. Okay, fine. So 5 closure. What is 5 closure? 5 closure will definitely contain 5. Okay, and 5 closure may contain A, B, C, and all. We cannot determine that one until and unless if we are not seeing the table. If table is given only, we can talk more about that. Okay. Now later we will discuss that. A closure is equal to A, B. A closure is equal to ABC. B closure is equal to BC. C closure. What is C closure? C closure will definitely contain C. Not only C gives 5. Everything will be definitely contain 5. C gives 5. Okay. AB closure. AB closure is equal to ABC. AC closure. AC closure how much? AC. Which all are they? AC closure. AC closure contains definitely AC, and because of that B will come. Okay, BC closure, definitely BC will come. And then what about A? Will A come in BC closure? BC, no, A will not come because BC closure, definitely BC is there. Now B determines C is there, but A we cannot get. C determine A is not there. Okay, so only BC is there. So ABC closure again, ABC. So now you can find totally how many you can get. You can get 5 closure gives, this is 1. This is 1. Here 3 means 2 cube is equal to 8. Here it is 4. Here it is C closure gives C means you will be getting C gives 5 and C gives C. So here it will be 2 and here it will be 8. Again it will be 8. Again it will be 4 and 8. Total how many? 40. 40. Final answer. Totally add it. 43. 43 will come. Okay. So that is the way we find this F closure. Okay. They may ask this number. Okay. It's very important. Fine. Now we will move to another topic. Is it okay? Can I move forward? Please type yes. Okay, very good. Now the next one is membership test. Membership test means they will be giving some relation schema. So on example, I'll write relation A, B, C. FD set contains A to B and B to C. Their question will be find whether A determines C is a member. A determines C is a member. How will you check it? Already one functional dependency is there. Now we have to check whether A determines C is a member. Now I will use some specific terms like explicit functional dependency, implicit functional dependency, and all. Okay. Now A determine B is given in the functional dependency set. A determine B is given in the functional dependency set. And B determines C is also given in the functional dependency set. So naturally, A to B is there, B to C is there. So naturally, A to C is also there, but it is not explicitly written because it is redundant. So they have removed it. Now the question is, they will give a functional dependency and they will give a set of functional dependency and they will give you another functional dependency and they will ask you whether this functional dependency is containing in that one. So we have to check whether it is explicitly or implicitly present in the functional dependency set. That is our idea. Okay. So now I'll give an idea for finding this one. For checking whether this A to C is a member of this functional dependency set, what we will do is that take this A's closure, A closure. Okay. Take this A closure, left side what it is there, its closure, you take it over here. How will you, what you are getting? Now, how you told the answer, somebody wrote that it is transitive and all. With all these things, we can prove it with our 6 rules. We have studied, no? Transitive, pseudo-transitive, union, decomposition, and then what else? Augmentation, reflexive. All those with the rules also we can find. For making our job easier, only this closure thing is coming into picture. Okay, so now what is A closure? A closure, can somebody write? A closure contains A, B, C. What is the meaning of this one? A closure is equal to ABC means A can determine phi, A can determine A, B, C, AB, BC, AC, ABC. All combination. So out of that all combination, one such combination is A gives phi, A gives A gives B, A gives C, A gives AB, A gives AC, A gives which one? AB, AC, BC, BC, A gives ABC. This many are implicitly written. The meaning is that this many are there. Out of that one, A to C is actually a member. Okay, this is the way we prove. Is it okay? Can I see some yes? If anybody, any functional dependency is given and they are asking, check whether it is a member in the other functional dependency set, means we will do like this. Okay. So I'll give one more question so that you can answer, check whether you understood it correctly or not. Relation A, B, C, D, E, functional dependency set, A to B, B to C, C to D, A, B to E. Check AC to E is a member of the above functional dependency set. AC to E is a member of the above functional dependency set. Can you tell the answer? Many are saying yes. So you understood it thoroughly, very quickly giving the answer. Very nice. Okay. So how we'll do? So in order to find whether this is a member in this functional dependency set, what we'll do? Take the closure of AC. AC closure here. Okay, here you have to take AC closure. AC closure will definitely contain AC. Now A determine, here A is there, here A is there. So A determine B is there means B will come. Then B determined C is there, so C is already there. C determined D is there, so D will also will come. Now A, B determined E is there, so E also will come. So actually everything it is giving. And one of the member is actually A to apply decomposition rule. Okay, this one. So AC to E is a member. AC to E is a member. Okay. So this is also correct. This is the way we prove whether it is a member or not. Fine. So I think this portion is clear to you. Okay. If at all you want to hear once again, you can see the recorded version. Okay, fine. So now we will go to another important topic. Many questions are coming from this particular topic. That is minimal cover and canonical cover. So related to cover and all those things. What is that? Okay. The ultimate idea of this particular topic is we will be having a big functional dependency set, but we don't want to deal with that entire big functional dependency. Okay, if at all we can eliminate some functional dependencies from that or some attributes from that functional dependency set, we will do that one and we will minimize it and make it very small one. And that procedure is known as, and after that, so they'll find the minimal cover. That means a 10 functional dependency and 100 attributes are there in the given functional dependency. Okay, some different combinations. So from that one, if I could eliminate some attributes, some functional dependency, and if I could make it 50 functional dependency, maybe 40 attributes, then after that, if I remove anything, that will not be satisfying. In that case, we'll say now it is minimal. Now we cannot remove anything. Same case like our candidate keys. Candidate keys, super key, lot of super keys we can make, right? We know the equation formula for that. So candidate key, if you are getting, that is a minimal super key. The minimal super, because it is satisfying both uniqueness property and irreducibility property. So that minimal super key is your candidate key. The same point over here, the minimal functional dependency we call it as. Two versions are there, minimal cover and canonical cover. Ultimately, both are same only. The way we do is a little bit different. Okay, so the important one is minimal cover only. Some technical terms somewhere you will be seeing about canonical cover also. Okay, fine. Now, before studying this minimal cover and canonical cover, we have to understand what is a cover. What is a cover? Okay, for that, I will write an example over here. F equal to A to BC. F equal to A to BC, and another functional dependency G equal to the two functional dependency set. F is a functional dependency set and G is a functional dependency set, and G equal to A to B and B to C. Okay, now this cover, if you want to say that, now somebody is asking, okay, two functional dependency set is given, I want to check whether it is equal or not. Equal, we cannot say it, whether it is equivalent or not. If at all you want to say that two functional dependency sets are equivalent, that means we will be writing like this. Two functional dependencies are equivalent. That means F is equivalent to G. If you want to say this, okay, if you want to say this, F should cover G, okay, and G should cover F. In that case only you can say that F should cover G and G should cover F. In that case only you can say that F is equivalent to G. Now you may be thinking, what is this cover? F should cover, we are telling F should cover, then what is it? Okay, so how will you find that? F should cover G means F should be a functional dependency set. F should be a superset of G. Okay, F should be a superset of G. F should cover means F should be a superset of G, and G should cover F means G should be a superset of F. In that case only we can say that this is covering. Now, can somebody say whether F is covering G? Can somebody say whether a first one? This is first one, this is second one. Can somebody say whether F is covering G? All are saying. Sonia is telling no, others all are telling why. F is covering G means we are having only this functional dependency set. with the help of this one, this functional dependency and this functional dependency, we should cover. Is it possible? No, many are telling no. With A determine B, you should cover A to B and B to C should satisfy. Is it possible? F covers G. Is it correct? Sudhakar sir is still telling yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So in order to prove this one, this right side, that G, all the attributes you should cover. This G, A to B and B to C should be satisfied by this guy. Okay. For that one, we will take a closure over here. A closure gives A, B, C. What is the meaning of this one? Whatever we are having is F. F should be a superset. So I need A to B and I need B to C with the help of F. Okay. So I have taken an A closure. A closure gives ABC. Very good. A closure, definitely A will come and A determine BC is there. So ABC will be coming. What is the meaning of that one? The meaning of this one is A determine phi, A determine A determine B, A determine C, all those things. So A to B is satisfying. A to B is satisfying. Can I get B to C, Sudhakar sir? Can I get B to C from here? From F, functional dependency set F, can I get B to C? No. Because of that reason, this is not correct. Okay. So F is not covering. So what we'll do, if I am missing, B to C is missing. Okay. B to C is missing. Because of that, F, this is wrong. F is covering G is wrong. Now can somebody say G covers F? Is it correct? G covers F. Is it correct? Now we are in our hand, G is there. With the help of G functional dependency, all the F functional dependency should cover. Okay, fine. What is that? F is having A. So we will start with A from here. A closure equal to A. Here only I am taking, okay? A closure equal to A, B, C. Okay? What is the meaning of that? All combinations of A, B, C. Okay, so one such combination is A determine B, C. A determine B, C is satisfying. What is the meaning of that? Definitely G is covering F. G is covering F. So this is correct. F covers G is wrong, but G covers F is correct. Can I say that F is equivalent G? Yes or no? Type yes or no. Can I say that F is equivalent to G? No. Why? For telling that F equivalent to G, F should cover G and G should cover F. Okay. Now only one is there. We cannot tell about that. Is it clear? Can I go to the next question? Type yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now you tell me another question I will give. Another question I will give. You have to correctly tell. Okay. This is the question. First functional dependency set F equal to A determine C, AC determine D, E determine AD, E determine H. A to C, to keep a notebook ready with you, okay? F equal to A to C, AC to D, E to AD, E to H. G, functional dependency G is equal to A to CD, E to AH. A to CD and E to AH. This is the question. So you have to prove whether F is equivalent to G or not. Do it fast. Many are getting no. Bhavya got yes. What about others? Fine. So I'll do it here. Okay. Now, first we have to check F is a superset of, that means F covers G or not. After that, we'll check G covers F or not. Whether F, I'm not writing that, covers and all. F is superset of G means F is covering G. G is a superset of F means G is covering F. Now we'll check whether F is a superset. F is a superset means in our hand, what is that? F is that. With the help of this F, you have to cover the entire functional dependencies of G. Okay, fine. So now F is a superset of G, whether we have to check. Fine. Now F I am having. So I need A to CD. So here I will be taking A closure is equal to AC. AC determined D is there. So I can stop because A to CD it is coming. A to CD I got. Now I need E to AH. E to AH. So I take a closure, E closure here. Okay, on top F. Whether E closure contains E, A, D, E, A, D. Then what else? E, A, D, H. Right? EADH. I need that much enough. Maybe more will be there. The E gives AH, E gives AH is satisfying. Okay. So this is also satisfying. Can I say that F covers G? Yes or no? Can I say that F covers G? Yes. Very good. That is clear. So F is a superset of G. That is correct. Now our confusion is whether G is covering F or not. Okay. How to check that G is covering F? We'll see. In my hand, I am having only now, in my hand, I am having only G functional dependency. With the G's functional dependency, I should cover F. Okay, so what I will do? First, I need this A to C. We'll check that. Okay, so A to C, I will take a closure or here, A closure, here I will take. Okay, A closure is equal to ACD. What is the meaning of that? Definitely this is covering, A to C is covering. Is it yes? A to C is covering, yes or no? Please write yes. Very good. Okay, fine. So next one is I have to check whether AC to D, that I'll do it later. Okay, I'll check now. Second one I will do later. Okay, second one I will do later. Now E gives AD, we have to check. So what I will do again, I will take a E closure. E closure equal to E, A, H, and A gives CD. Everything is coming. So E gives A and D, both are satisfying. Are you agreeing with that? Can you type yes if you are agreeing? Yes, fine, very good. So now because of that same reason, E gives H is also satisfying. Are you agreeing with this? Are you agreeing with this? Yes, very good. Only problem is that AC closure gives D or not, you have to check. Okay, so for that reason, what we can do? AC closure, here AC closure you cannot give, only A is there. But there is a problem over here. This particular guy is a redundant attribute. Okay, how I can say that redundant attribute? If AC to D is there and A to C is there, okay, two things I will be talking about. You can write left side, you can write as many attributes. No, everything you cannot expect that it will be there here in the other functional dependency. The minimal one only you have to check. Okay, whether we can reduce that one or we have to check. I have AC to D and A to C. If these two attributes, listen very carefully. Okay, I can remove any attribute. I can remove any, that is redundant attribute. I can remove any attribute. Okay, you leave whatever attribute you want to leave, you leave it. Okay, you can leave it and take the closure of the remaining one. If you want to leave C, take A closure. In the A closure, C is there. After that, you should not consider this one. Leave this one and check whether in the A closure I am getting C or not. If I am getting C, I can leave the C. This is redundant. That is the idea. In further problems, everywhere gate problems, you have to use this. This is the what we are expecting. They are expecting that we should do this one. We cannot do manual operations for finding all these things. Okay. So any attribute we can remove. If at all the remaining attributes closure, if you take, you are getting the removed attribute. Okay. So now you see here this one. Are you finding a redundancy over there? Are you finding a redundancy? Yes or no? Type. Are you finding a redundancy over there? Yes. What is the redundancy? I can remove the C. What is the way to remove the C? If at all A closure of that functional dependency, after ignoring this one, if you are getting C, here you are getting C, no? Yes. A closure contain What is that? Definitely C is there. So you can leave that one. It is redundant. Okay. So ultimately now you could have written A, C, D also. Okay. It may be also some redundancy will be there, or some other E. Redundancy, anything you could have written in the left side. No, anything. Because you are free to add anything to the left side, because as per the augmentation rule, it will not violate. But it doesn't mean that the same functional dependency the other guy should have. Okay, redundancy we have to remove. So now ultimately this is actually A determined D only, and A determined D is satisfying. No, A determined D is satisfying. Are you getting that? A determined D is satisfying. Are you getting a type yes if you are getting? Adria got it. Others? Type yes. Why? If you are getting it. Yeah. Only confusion is that AC to D was not there here because it is starting only with A. Never you will get AC to D. But C was redundant over there. I removed that one and it is satisfying. We don't bother about all those redundancy. Redundancy always we have to remove. We are talking about after or removing all the redundancy, after removing all the unwanted functional dependency. Now your set 1 and set 2, whether it is covering both each other, then only we can say that it is a equivalent one. Okay, minimal and equivalent. Okay, this is the point over there. Okay, now again it will come, this removal attributes, again it will come. At that time I will explain it again. Fine. So F is a superset of G. Now G is also A because all the 4 are satisfying. G is also a superset of F. So F covers G and G covers F is both are correct. So in that case we can say that F is equivalent to G. F is equivalent to G. Who all understood? Sir, we take AC closure in G. Where we are AC closure you don't have to take actually, because this AC, this C is a redundant attribute. You leave that one. Redundancy, you can add anything, no? And you add anything. Now you are telling, I don't like AC gives D. AC gives D, definitely left side, anything you can add. Yes or no? You add some other attribute, then with this one, anything you can add. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you have to find the other guy also should have that one. So you leave all those redundant attributes. After that, you compare it. Is it clear? Priya, is it clear? Yes. Oh, fine. So F is equivalent to G. Okay, fine. So now one more question I will give. One more question I will give. You answer that. Now you try for this one. F equal to set A to B, B to C, C to D. A to B, B to C, C to D. G equal to A to B, C and C to D. Check it whether F it is equivalent or not. Check whether F it is equivalent to. Check for F is a superset of G and G is a superset of F. F covers G and G covers F. Check it. Tell me the answer quickly. Sudhakar sir is telling yes, both equivalent. Priya telling no, Sanjana telling no, Rinsi telling no, Grishma no, Bhavya no. Why no? Explanation, which one is wrong? Which one is wrong? Right? Which one is wrong? F covers G or G covers F? Which one is wrong? F covers G or G covers? G doesn't cover F. Very good. G doesn't cover F. Nice. Fine. Okay. We'll check that one. Listen very carefully. Okay. G cover F. Okay, fine. We'll check. Now, first one we will be checking F is a superset of G. That means F is covering G or not. For checking F it is covering G, we in our hand only F is there. With the help of F, I should cover this one, I should cover this one. Okay, both A to BC and C to D I have to cover. Fine. So how to do that? Now I'll check for getting this one. What it will be there? I'll be checking A closure in my F. So A closure in F, if you are taking, it will be coming A, B, C, D. Is that much clear? Can I see some yes? Yes, very good. So what is the meaning of that? The meaning is very much clear that A determines C and A determines B, both are correct. Okay, so this is correct. With the help of G, I could get A determine BC. Now what about C determine D? C determine D, I have to check in the F it is available or not. So I'll take a C closure in F. I'll take a C closure in F. What is there if I take a C closure in F? Can I tell me the answer? Can I get the answer? C closure in F, what will be the answer? Okay. Okay. What is that? CD. All are telling CD. So C closure, definitely C will be there. C determined D is there. C determined D is there. So what will be there? So C determined D is there. CD. Now with the help of that one, so what is the meaning of that? C determine phi, C determine C, C determine D, C determine CD. So C determine D is also satisfying. Both are satisfying. So this is also correct. This is correct. F is covering G. What about G covers F? G covers S means in my hand only FD set is G. Okay, FD set I am having is G. So now with the help of G FD set, I have to cover all the FDs from the F. Okay. So now this one I'll check A to B is covering or not. So I'll come to G set and I'll take a closure of A closure equal to in G. Okay, A closure equal to, here only I'm taking now, A closure equal to A, B, C, D. Yes or no? Yes. Clearly shows that A to B is satisfying. So this guy is satisfying. Okay, this guy is satisfying. Now anything else we can do? No, not possible. No, A to B is only satisfying. With the help of that one we cannot do anything. Now we'll see for A, B to C. We'll check whether B to C is present in G or not. G should be a superset, no? So we'll check whether it is present in. So we'll take a B closure in G. What is there in, if you take B closure in G? Only B will be there. Okay, B determines C, you are not getting, no? So this is not available. This is not available with G. Okay. So now what is the third one? C to D or not? So we'll take a C closure here. C closure here. If I take a C closure, CD is coming with from G. Fine. So clearly shows that C to D is satisfying. So this is also satisfying. This is also satisfying. But this guy is not satisfying. B to C is not satisfying. Yes or no? B to C is not satisfying. So what is the meaning of that? Very good. What is the meaning of that? B to C is missing in G. Previous example, you should remember that AC to something was missing, but AC C was redundant, so I have removed that. Okay, it's not that blindly I have to check this one exactly should be there. It's not like that. Okay, logically it should cover. Exactly doesn't mean that this one AC to C means here also AC should be there. Doesn't mean that. Okay, if it is redundancy and all, you can remove it. After that, we can check. Logically, all the functional dependencies of that one should be covered by this guy, and this one should be covered by. So G covers F is wrong. G covers is F it. So what is the final conclusion? F is a superset of G, but G is not a superset of F. So F is not equivalent to G. Are you agreeing with the answer? Can I see some yes? F is not equivalent to G. Type. Only I am seeing yes from the you just imagine in a classroom, faculty can see all others' face. Okay, whether they are understanding or not understanding. From the expression only we will be repeating, we will be telling some, we will be making it light. All those things are being done by seeing the expression of a student. If you are a teacher, you can understand clearly that. Now from your S only I am understanding, Y only I am understanding, you are okay, I can go ahead. Otherwise, how I will know? Okay, so when I am telling type yes or no, immediately you have to type. Okay, don't take any delay. Okay, fine, very good. Very good, fine. So this question you understood. Now, so cover is very much clear to you. What is a cover? F is covering G or G is covering F. Now it is very clear to you. If both are covering, okay, F is covering G and G is covering F, means we can say that F is equivalent to G. F functional dependency set is equivalent to G functional dependency set. Okay, fine. So now we are ready to go and study minimal cover. Minimal cover means the minimum form of. Till now we have not talked anything about minimal and all. We are simply blindly saying, okay, this functional dependency, whether it is matching or not. Okay. Now we are saying we want ultimately minimal cover, or that means with the less number of attributes and with the less number of functional dependency. What you are telling, I have given a functional dependency set to you. Now you are telling, now this is the answer. Now I will tell how you are telling. This is the minimal cover of the functional dependency set given by you, that you have to tell. Then what I will do? Then I will check whether that guy is a superset of the given guy. Okay, then it is correct only. If that guy is having all the functional dependency which one original one was having, then it is correct. Then why should I go with the original bigger one? So I can leave that bigger one. That is the idea. Are you getting my point? Type yes. Yes, yes, yes. Fine, fine, very good. So we'll see. Now this is the procedure for finding minimal cover. Okay, this is the procedure for finding. If you can see the screen, this is the procedure for finding minimal cover. The first step is split the functional dependencies. Remember this one. Okay, split the functional dependencies such that RHS contains only single attribute. Split the functional dependencies such that RHS contains only single attribute. Can somebody type what is this exactly meant by this particular statement? Can somebody type the answer? What is the meaning of this one? Ah, very good. Vinci got the answer. Sangeet got the answer. Okay. What is that? Split the functional dependency such that RHS contain only single attribute. That means apply decomposition rule. We have which one? We have union rule and we have, so actually A determined BC is there means I can write apply decomposition rule. You can, I already told several times last class, you should apply decomposition rule only on the right side. You will be having a big tendency, okay, to apply decomposition on the left side. If you apply decomposition on the left side, it will be wrong. Okay, don't do that. So A determine B and A determine C. This is the after effect of applying decomposition rule. Now to this one, if you apply union rule, what will happen? A to BC, original one you will get. Are you getting the point? Type yes. If you are getting it, type yes. Very good, very good, very good. Now we'll go. So the ultimately you can remember with this one. Okay, what the first one is in the minimal cover. First step is apply decomposition rule. Decomposition rule. We have axioms. No, Armstrong axioms. One of that axiom is actually decomposition. Okay, fine. Apply decomposition rule. After that, second step is very easy. I already talked about it. Our ultimate aim is to, when you are finding a cover or minimal cover, okay, when you are finding a minimal cover, when you are finding a cover, doesn't matter. When you are finding a minimal cover, our intention is to reduce the attributes as much as possible and reduce the functional dependency as much as possible. And even though we have reduced that much, that particular functional dependency should be a superset of the original one. That should be the idea. Fine. So now the second step is find the redundant attributes on LHS. Find the redundant attributes on LHS and delete them. Okay. For this one, manually finding it is very difficult because we may make a lot of mistakes. So what you can do is that whatever I told you, A, B determine C is there. Okay. A determine B is there. Okay. Assume that this is there. You can always remove. B you can remove. It is that find the redundant attributes on left hand side. Okay. You can always remove B if A closure contains. If you remove this B, you should not consider for finding closure. You should not consider this one. Okay, leave it because it is gone, because you have broken it. Okay, left side you have broken. Left side you have broken means that functional dependency is not having any existence. Okay, C you can remove if at all A closure contains. Sorry, B you can remove if at all A closure contains B. A closure is containing B. Okay, so B you can remove. So ultimately this guy is coming like A to C and A to B. Are you getting it? Can you type yes if you are getting it? So this is the way we have to apply. Any attributes you can remove. Only thing is that you have to understand that if at all you remove that one, if it is left side, ignore that functional dependency and take the remaining attributes are there. Now you have removed something. After that, remaining something is there in that one, that functional dependency. With that one, closure, when you are taking in the remaining functional dependencies, you should get the removed one. Okay. So that is the idea. Okay. Fine. So you can apply that redundant attributes. Now the next third one is find the redundant functional dependencies and delete them. What all way it can come? You see, A determine B is there, and A to B, B to C is there, A to C is there. Is there anything redundant? Can you type the answer? Is there anything redundant? Is there anything redundant? A to C is there. Now you might have got it through our transitive dependency or with, so what is that? A to B is there, A to C is there. If it is redundant, I already told you, how can you find the redundant FT? Membership test you can do. So we are removing, this is the significance of that membership test. Okay. A to C is irrelevant. Why? When I am taking A closure in the remaining functional dependency, I am getting A, B, C. Clearly shows that A to C is already there without the help of this, the explicit A to C. Okay. So A to C is already a member of A to C is already a member of A to B and B to C. Okay. This is one way to remove redundant FD. Another way, it will be like when we are doing A to B, B to C, sometime this will repeat. Explicitly, it will repeat. Explicitly, if it is repeating, simply remove it. Okay, two ways you can remove it. Any functional dependency, if you want to remove, assume that it got removed. Okay, and what you will do, any functional dependency you can remove. Okay, assume that it is removed and take the closure of this one, A closure in the remaining one. In the remaining A closure, when you are taking, if you are getting that same functional dependency, then we can say that this is redundant. Are you getting it? Type yes if you are getting it. Very good, very good, fine. So two things, once again I will clarify. Two things I told you. You can remove redundant attributes from the functional dependency, and you can remove redundant functional dependencies also from the functional dependency set. How you can remove redundant attribute? Assume that one attribute or set of, more than one also possible. You assume that it is removed. If with the help of the remaining thing in the left side, take the closure of that one without considering that functional dependency, take the closure. If you are getting the removed attribute, it is correct. You can remove it. Otherwise, you cannot remove it. Now, in the case of functional dependency, you can remove any functional dependency. If at all you want to remove a functional dependency, assume that what functional dependency you want to remove, it is removed, and you check whether the removed one is a member of the remaining one. How will you do the member checking? You can go with membership testing. Okay, we already studied how to check whether a functional dependency is a member or not. Already checked, because we will be taking the closure of that one. In that closure, if it is present, we will tell that yes, it is explicitly friend. Same way, A to B, B to C, and A to C. I want to remove A to C. Okay, fine, no problem. I want to remove A to C means what I will do? I will assume that it is removed, but this should be there in this one. How I will check? I will check whether A to C is a member in the remaining one. So A closure I will take. When I am taking A closure, A, B, C is coming. So ultimately, A to C is already a member. So I can remove it. So this is becoming A to B and B to C. Are you getting it? Can I go forward? Yes, no, yes, very good, very good. So now we will do, so you clearly understand what is a minimal cover. Okay, we know what is the first step. First step is apply decomposition rule till you are getting one attribute in the right side, decomposition rule. Then remove all redundant attributes. After that, remove all redundant function dependent. Redundant attributes you remove from the left side. Right side, it is not mentioned right side. Why? We already, if at all there are two attributes there in the right side, we already applied decomposition rule and we have made it single attribute. So there is no pointing in telling that remove all redundant attributes in the from the right side. Okay, only in the LHS redundant attributes will be there. Okay, here the only difference between canonical cover and minimal cover is that can we change the order 2 and 3? That is possible. Okay, but this the Sudhakar sir, that is possible. Order it is possible, but you have to be better. You follow this order because you will get it correctly. Sometimes it may be going for a little bit difficult way if you go do that, but it is okay. You can interchange, no issue. Okay, so those are type yes. If you are understanding, you can interchange it. Okay, but better to follow this one. Okay, fine. Okay, so now so when you do problem, we will understand perfectly. So redundant attributes you remove from the LHS and redundant functional dependencies you remove. But in canonical cover, what we do is that we will apply decomposition rule. The decomposition rule means definitely right side more attributes will be there, and obviously left side also obviously some attributes, extra attributes. So left side and right side more attributes will be there. So you have to apply remove redundant attributes in the LHS, remove redundant attributes in the RHS, then remove unnecessary functional dependencies. That much difference only there with minimal cover and canonical cover. When we do, you will understand. Now we'll do some problems from minimal cover. Okay, fine. So minimal cover, first question you write. First question, set functional dependency set. Functional dependency set A to C, AC to D, E to AD, and E to H. Functional dependency set A to C, AC to D, E to AD, and E to H. Can you find it? Try it. You try it and tell the answer. After that, I will do A to C, AC to D, E to AD, and E to H. Try it and tell the answer fastly. A to C, AC to D, E to A. Vishnu got A to C, A to D, E to A, E to A, and E to H. Others, please type the answer fast. Priya got A to C, A to D, E to A, E to H. Sangeet same. Okay, very good. Logical. Unnecessary. What is the need of typing? Right, Sangeet. Others also same. Type yes if it is same. Okay. Very good. So I'll do. Those who didn't understand, I'll do. What is the first step? Tell. What is the first step? Apply. First step. I'll write step 1. Okay. In the examination and all, you don't have to do write like this. You can quickly do. For understanding purpose, I am writing. Step 1, decomposition rule. Okay. Decomposition. Okay. So what is that? I can decompose it into A to C. There is no decomposition. AC, decomposition rule you should not apply in the left side. AC to D and on left side you should not break and write A to C, A to D and C to D. Wrong only, no? Don't write. Okay. So next one you can apply decomposition rule. So it is becoming E to A and E to D. Okay. And after that there is nothing to apply decomposition rule. After applying decomposition rule, right side only single attribute will be there. Because of that reason only we are not applying the rule. Remove unwanted FDs from the remove unwanted attributes from the RHS. No need, because you already applied decomposition rule. What is step 2? Step 2 is, what is step 2? Remove unwanted FDs from LHS. How to remove unwanted FDs from LHS? Is there anything unwanted? Can you type yes or not? Is there anything unwanted? Yes. C is unwanted, right? C is unwanted. So how will you know that C is unwanted? Just remove C. Assume that C is removed. You can always remove an unwanted attribute only if you are taking a closure of A closure when you are taking, if you are getting C, you can remove that one. That is redundancy only. Okay. But when you are taking A closure, you should not consider this one. Leave it and take A closure. Okay. So you are getting, with this one, you are getting A to C. So A to C is there. C is there. If you remove that one also, C is there. So ultimately, I can remove it. Are you getting it? Type yes if you are getting it. C I can remove because remaining A closure when I am taking, I am getting C. But when I am taking that closure, I should not consider the removed one. Okay. Okay, fine. So now your step 2's output after removing unnecessary attribute from the LHS, step 2's output will be A to C, A to D, E to A, E to D, and E to H. Is this much clear? Can I type? Can I get some yes? Yes, very good, very good. Now step 3. What is that step 3? Tell step 3. Unwanted attribute, unnecessary attributes from the LHS you removed. Now remove unnecessary functional dependencies. Okay, unnecessary functional dependencies. Is there anything unnecessary? You check whether anything is unnecessary or not. A to C. What way I told you? 2 ways are there. One, you repetition you see. Exact repetition of any function dependency, remove it. Otherwise, all those with that transitive dependency and all those dependencies, all those rules you can apply. But you can go with what I told. You check whether AC can be removed or not. AC can be removed means when you are taking A closure, I should get C from the remaining one. Are you getting? No. Okay. AC cannot be removed. A to D can be removed or not. Assume that A to D is removed. Then take a closure. Whether A to D is a member in the remaining functional dependencies. No. Now, take this case, E to D. E to D can be removed or not. If you want to remove E to D, you take an E closure. Okay. Assume that it is removed. Assumption only. Okay. Assume that it is removed and take an E closure in the remaining one. Okay. If you are getting E to D, then you can remove. Why? E to D is a member in the remaining. So I can remove it. Are you getting? So E closure when I am taking, what I am getting? E closure is equal to E, A, H, and A gives C and D. So definitely E to D is satisfying. So I can remove. So I will make it permanent now. Blue color, it was not permanent. Now I understood that I have removed that E closure, E to D. And if I take an E closure in the remaining, it is there. So E to D is a member even if it is removed also. E to D is a silent member in that one. So I have removed it. Well, can I remove E to H? Type yes or no? E to H. If you want to remove E to H, take E, assume that it is removed. Okay, E closure you take and it is removed. Assume that it is removed. E closure you take, you are getting E, A, C, D. E to H is missing. So you cannot remove. Okay, so the final answer over here I am getting is set A to C, A to D, E to A, and E to H. Are you getting it? Type yes if you are getting. So tell once again step 3. Step 3, what is that? Okay, fine. Step 3 I didn't mention. Fine. Step 2, what is the decomposition after removing the attributes? Step 2 is actually remove the unnecessary attributes. Now I have removed unnecessary attribute, unnecessary functional dependencies only I have removed. No, after that I am getting unnecessary functional dependency. How I removed? I just assume that any functional dependency you can remove. Assume that it is removed and take the closure of the left side in the remaining one. If you are getting D in that one, you can remove it. Otherwise, you cannot remove it. Okay. So E to D, why I removed? E to D I removed because E closure I have taken in the remaining. As I assumed that E to D is removed, then I have taken E closure in the remaining and I got D. And I got D. Because of that, I made it permanent. Is it clear? The person who asked me doubt, is it clear? Who asked that? Gidu asked. Is it clear? Fine. Anybody else is having doubt in that? No. So I have removed unnecessary attributes and step 3, I got the final answer. Okay. Final answer is A to C. Can I remove any other functional dependency? A to C, if you remove, can I get A to C from the using the remaining functional dependency? No. A to D, if I remove, can I get the remaining functional A to D from the remaining functional dependency? No. E to A, if I remove, no. Basically, we are doing membership test in the remaining. Okay, are you getting that? E to H I am removing and checking the membership test. Okay, I am doing that membership test in the remaining functional dependency, whether he is a silent member or not. Okay, and he is not a member means we cannot remove that. That is the idea. So the answer is A to C and A to D and E to A and E to H. This will be the answer. Okay. The major difference will be canonical cover and this one, your minimal cover. Minimal cover will be having one attribute in the right side. Canonical cover will be having more attributes in the right side, because minimal cover we already made single attribute decomposition rule, so only one attribute will be there. Okay, there is not much difference, but sometimes people combinedly write that also. Okay, only minimal cover is that much important. Fine. Can I go do the next problem? Can I do the next problem? Write some more yes. Okay. Fine. So next problem is this is A to C, AC to D. Right. Next question. Next question is, now you have to correctly find the answer. Functional dependency set A to B, C to B, A to B, C to B, D to A, B, C, and AC to D. A to B, C to B, D to A, B, C, and AC to D. Find the minimal cover of this one. Find the minimal cover of this one. Those who are getting, type the answer. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer. When the first person getting the answer, I'll do it. Sanjana Mohan, A to B, C to B, D to A, D to C, AC to D. Excellent, Sanjana. Correct only. Others? D to A can remove D to B. Oh, very good. Soumya is telling good answer. Ria applied logic, same. Now somebody can type yes, so I will understand that it is same. Okay. Which is same? Many different 2-3 answers are there on top. Same means it is same to which one? Sir, not D to B, C to B. Sir, no, D to B and C to B. D to B, C to B is not there, Sanjana. C to B is there, I think. Vishnu is telling A to B, C to B, D to A, D to C, A, C to D. Vishnu is also good, correctly told. Okay, we will do it. Okay, listen very carefully. Now you drop your pen and same as Vishnu. Sunny is using some logic over there. Okay, fine. We will do it. First step is decomposition rule. So A gives, it is becoming A to B. There is nothing to apply decomposition. A to B, C to B, D to A, D to B, D to C. Decomposition. Okay. Then AC to D. This is step 1. Apply decomposition rule. Step 2. Remove any unwanted attributes. Unnecessary attributes are present there in the LHS. We have only single functional dependency who is having more than one attribute. If there is only single attribute, there is no point about thinking about unnecessary attributes. Okay, it should be there. We cannot minimize that one. Now A to C is there. Either you can remove A or you can remove C. Can I remove A? If I assume that A you have removed, take the closure of this one using the remaining attribute. So C gives CB. Anything else? Nothing, no? So A you are not getting. So you cannot remove A. Okay. Now try to remove what we have tried. We have tried removing A. So we have taken closure of the C. Now you try to remove C. Then A closure you get. A closure C is coming means you can remove C. A closure contains AB. A closure contains AB. You cannot remove anything, no? Are you able to remove anything? Either A or C, can you remove? Please type the answer, yes or no. Can you cannot remove, no, you cannot remove either A or C, we cannot remove, because when you are removing A, C closure when I am taking, I am not getting A. If I am removing C, A closure, C is not coming. Okay. So I cannot remove any attributes from the LHS. So that thing is over. Now in step 2, what I am doing, step 2 is that step 1 is decomposition. So after that, the same thing will be there in step 2, right? Applying removing unnecessary attributes in the LHS. So the same thing will come. A to B. In examination, don't write all these things. Simply for understanding purpose, I am writing D to A, D to B, D to C, A, C to B. Okay. Same thing is coming after removing LHS. Third one, step 3. Step 3, remove unnecessary functional dependencies. Can I remove A to B? If I want to remove A to B, assume that it got removed and take A closure, I should get B. A closure contains nothing, only A. So I cannot remove. Now, can you remove C to B? Take C closure. C closure, assume that it is removed. C remaining one, you take C closure. It is C. Anything else? Nothing. Okay, I cannot remove it. C to B has to come. Okay, now can I remove D to A? Take D closure, assume that it got removed, take D closure in the remaining. So D, B, that's all, no? D, B, C, D, B, C, C gives B again, nothing. So D gives B is coming. Sorry, D to A, when I am taking a D closure, I have assumed that it got removed. Remaining functional dependencies from that one, I am getting D to B, D to C, then C to B, that much only. So D to A is not coming, so I cannot remove D to A. Now I'll check whether I can remove D to B or not. Again, I can take already D closure is there. Okay, assume that it got removed. Remaining all other functional dependencies with the help of that, take the D closure. So D, C, A, C gives B. See, I am getting, when I am taking, I am assuming that this got removed, and I am taking a closure of D in the remaining functional dependencies. Assume that it remains a functional dependency. I am getting D, C, okay, then D gives A, then A gives B. Everything I am getting. So D to B is satisfying. D to B is satisfying. So I can permanently make it delete. Now D to B is removed. Now can I remove D to C? Assume that D to C is removed. Assume that D to C is removed. Take the D closure. Can I get C? Take the D. This is removed. Okay, now you don't consider this one. Remaining, can I get C? So D, A, C. C cannot get. No, C is that one. This should not consider. Okay, this you should not consider. D closure. D, A. Anything else? D, A, B. A gives B. That's all, no? Anything else? Can you type anything else is there? D closure after removing D to C. When I am taking D closure, D, A, B. Yes, nothing else. So am I getting D to C? D to C is not coming. So I cannot remove. So I left it. Okay, now AC to D. Assume that AC to D is removed. AC closure I take in the remaining. What all things are coming? AC closure contains AC. Then C contains C closure, C determine B. So B, A determine B. That's all, no? That's all. ACB. D is missing. Okay, D is missing. AC to D is missing. So I cannot remove AC to D. Ultimately, after checking all this one, I understood that only D to B we could remove. So the answer is, after removing that unwanted functional dependency, A to B, C to B, D to A, D to B we removed. This one we removed. Okay. D to C and AC to D. Are you getting it correctly? Whether you have got confused or you understood it's clear, or yes, type yes if it is clear. Otherwise, type N. No. I will explain once again then. If you are okay, type Y. Okay, very good. Very understood. You all are very intelligent. Fine. Now I will give you a problem. You find the answer and you can leave. Canonical cover we will study in the next class. Okay. Now I'll give you a problem. I'll give you a problem. You do this problem and we can leave. Okay. Fine. Are you happy? If you are happy, type H. If you're not happy, type N. Very good. Are you all enjoying this digital education? Whether the classroom education was good or online education is good? If the online education is good, put a smiley like Grishma. Otherwise, put a sad one. Okay, online education is not good. Classroom is better. Okay, we all are in old generation. Okay, my first standard son is studying in Google Meet. Okay, 7 o'clock his link will come. Okay, so they are very much used now. That generation, every 10 year, one generation will be changing. So next generation will be always addicted to computer, laptop, mobile, and all. Okay. But I think in your age, your generation, still you are liking classrooms. Okay. Anyway, everything is getting changing. No, I am also teaching like that. Soumya, very good. You are a teacher, Soumya. Which school you are teaching, Soumya? Yeah, Soumya. Which college you are teaching? No, college name. Can you tell? College IHRD. Where, in Thrissur itself or somewhere else? Thrissur, there is no IHRD college, no? Where, which place, Soumya? Agali, Palakkad. Okay, fine. How do you feel, Soumya? How you feel? Whether it is good or how is it tough? Soumya?
Sir?
How do you feel online education? Teaching
ഓൺലൈൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ കുറച്ച് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട് കാരണം കുറെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ആക്സസിബിൾ അല്ല റേഞ്ച് പ്രോബ്ലം അങ്ങനത്തെ
അല്ലാതെ ഒരു ക്ലാസ് റൂമിൽ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന അത്രയൊക്കെ എഫക്റ്റീവ്നെസ് വരുന്നുണ്ടോ?
കുഴപ്പമില്ല സാർ, നമ്മൾ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ കുഴപ്പമില്ല, സ്ലൈഡ് PPT ഒക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പഠിപ്പിക്കാം. ഞാൻ ജാവയാണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ കുറച്ചും കൂടി പ്രോഗ്രാം നമ്മൾ ബോർഡിൽ എഴുതുന്നതിനേക്കാളും ബെറ്റർ ആണ് സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ. കാരണം നമുക്ക് പ്രീവിയസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പ്രോഗ്രാമും ഇങ്ങനെ മാറി മാറി എടുത്ത് കാണിക്കാലോ.
അപ്പൊ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുവാണ് അല്ലേ? സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പ്രോഗ്രാം തന്നെ എഴുതി കാണിക്കാമല്ലോ അല്ലേ?
അതെ.
Okay, fine. Very good, Soumya. You can unmute Soumya. I will continue. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Fine. So we'll go to the next. In classroom, we'll get much time to chat, right? Here, 1.5 hour means it is effectiveness is actually 3 hours. In classroom, whatever we are teaching in 3 hours, it is coming in 1.5. Are you feeling like that? So much tired? Yes, 1.5 hour means it's fully we are teaching. No, otherwise in classroom 1.5 hour means we'll simply walk around, talk. All those things will be there. Okay. Anyway, gone are all those days. We cannot. I don't know whether it will come back or not. No problem. Fine. So one last problem. Okay, do it and we can leave. Okay. Fine. This problem is relation. Not relation. It is functional dependency. F equal to AB to C, A to B, and B to A. Find that. Find the minimal cover of this one. Find the minimal cover of this one. Quickly you type the answer. You can go for dinner quickly. Sudhakar sir is telling A to C and A to B. Somewhere some problem is there, Sudhakar sir. Priya is telling A to B, A to C, B to C. A to B, A to C, B to C. 4 are there. Sangeet, A to C, A to B, B to A. A to C, A to B, B to A. Archana, A to C, A to B, B to A. Others? Okay, fine. We will not waste time. I will do it. AC, AB, BA. C, AB, BA. AB, AC, BA. AB, AC, BA. Okay, fine. I will do it. Just put down your pen and listen over here. I want to make a point over here. Okay. I want to make a point over here. So please listen. I understood. You understood. You are doing it correctly only. But listen here. I want to tell you a point over here. First, we will do it. Okay. What is the first step? Remove all, apply decomposition rule. Apply decomposition. I am not writing now step 1, step 2 and all. Apply decomposition rule. It is not there. Nothing to right side. It's already single attribute only. Now apply any unwanted attributes in the LHS. Now B is unwanted because A closure when you are taking, you are getting B. So B is unwanted. So what I can write is A to C, A to B, and B to A. A to C, A to B, and B to A. Now left side, no unnecessary attributes. Any redundant attribute is there? Can I remove A to C? If you want to remove A to C, take A closure in the remaining. A closure contains A, B. That's all. So this C is not coming, so I cannot remove. Okay. Now can I remove A to B? Take A closure. Okay. Take A closure. You assume that it is now. You don't consider this one. Okay. Remaining thing you take A closure. A closure is equal to A C. That's all. Okay. So B is not coming, so I cannot remove. Now can I remove B to A? Take B closure in the remaining. So B closure contains B. That's all. B closure is not containing any other thing. So B. So B to A is missing. So I cannot remove B to A. So ultimately, A to C, A to B, and B to A, we cannot remove anything. So this is one answer. Whether anybody got any other answer? A to C, A to B, B to A. Now you cannot remove any attribute, and now you cannot remove any functional dependency. In that case, it is irreducible now. Now you can say that it is correct. Now somebody might have got another one answer, because I have removed this B, and how I removed this B? I take A closure. When I take A closure, I got B. Now I could have removed A also, no? When I take B closure also, I will get A, right? See, are you getting my point? Type yes if you are getting. Yes. Okay, fine. I have first I checked, can I remove B? I take A closure and I got it. So I took that one and go ahead. Okay. And first another person could have taken this B to A. He could have checked that, can I remove A? Now I am checking, can I? Now same thing I am writing. A, B determines C, A determine B, B determine A. Okay. First person is checking, can I remove A? How will you check? He will take an A closure in the remaining one. If he is getting B, he will take a B closure. Okay. Removed one, you leave it. With the other attribute, you are getting A or not. Okay. So B closure is equal to BA. So I am getting A. So I can leave this one. So it is becoming B to C. Okay. B to C, A to B, and B to A. So this is also possible. Okay. So now, can I remove any unnecessary functional dependency? It is not possible. So this is also another answer. So in this particular question, more than one minimal covers are there. I want to tell you that there are questions, or there are problems, there are functional dependencies that you can get more than one minimal cover. Okay. So this first one is also covering, second one is also covering. You can check that one. Okay. So both are correct answer. Both are minimal covers. Are you getting my point? Type yes if you are getting point. Type yes if you are getting it. Type yes fast. Okay, fine. So we'll stop for today. Okay. Further we'll discuss canonical cover, and if you have any doubt in this one, you can discuss in our WhatsApp group. Okay. Any related to anything about today's class or the previous classes, you can discuss. Don't discuss anything which is coming in future. Okay. It may be confusing others. Okay. So discuss all the things about functional dependencies. What all things we are learning in the class, you can discuss. Other new concepts, if you discuss, people will not understand. Students will not be understanding. Others will not be confused. Okay. Confusion will come. So already studied topics, you always can discuss in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.